just finished installing all accessories to the chassis. This is a chassis, this is how we would be shipping the chassis, a complete chassis with all accessories installed, and just except for the brake rotors and brake calipers that we don't ship that. But it's just a plain bolt from Corvette and Willwood calipers. So here you have two heavy-duty fans. They're very strong fans. Here, the radiators. These radiators are made for us, like it's custom made for us. The built-in shocks. The suspension is made to fit Corvette rotors in the back with Willwood calipers. Here we have this gas tank. We're just using it now. It's a Ford F4600 tractor, and it fits perfectly to the chassis. And it's 75 liter tank, and DOT approved, and very heavy duty. In front, over here we have the vintage Mini Generation 2 airbox. All hoses for the AC are already installed. The hoses for the steering, the hydraulic steering, the hoses for the oil radiator in front and AC, they're all installed. The tubes for the brakes and for the clutch already installed to the chassis. Over here we have the shocks. This is the Corvette Z06 big calipers that our suspension is ready to just bolt on. Corvette rotors. And here we do the brake lines. They're all ready to just bolt to the calipers, and they're all idle keep. Very strong, very nice. Over here in front, we have brake booster, the brake cylinder, clutch cylinder, the wiper motor, and the steering rack. Everything already installed. The lines all already installed. In front here we have the oil radiator. This is a very heavy duty oil radiator. It handles a lot of pressure. You can handle a lot of pressure on it. Hi, I'd like to talk a little bit about the shocks, the coilovers that we use. They are Bilston, and these coilovers, they were made specifically for our chassis project. The coils we use are ABAC. They're all German, and they fit replica chassis, or if you're using the same suspension of a replica chassis, the same setup of suspension in your chassis, so these will work well. And we can make them softer for street use. We can make them harder for track use, depending on what you will be using, for what you'll be using your car. So this is what we install in our chassis, and we can sell a set of 6 of these for your chassis if you need. The wiring harness is an optional for the chassis, if anybody would like to have the chassis already with the wiring harness. This is not a universal wiring harness. This is a project made specific for this chassis, specific for this car. So you will have all the wires, everything you need to do all the electrics for the car, to have an exact car like a real Diablo. So here's the wiring harness. We separate every harness since the fuse box. So this makes it much easier for us to, if you need to do some maintenance or whatever and you need to find the wires, this makes it really easier to find.